Stillness is the Way, Barry Long. Introduction to the course. The purpose is, through the stillness of right meditation and the spiritual presence of the teacher, to bring a new dimension of reality and meaning into your daily life. This is done by helping you to break through your doubts, fears, confusion and depression and discover the secret of your being, that you are love or truth itself, and that as you start to control your life as never before. Everyone is looking for the stillness that is love within themselves, but not everyone knows it. Life is the process of preparing you for this moment of discovery or realization. But you can't realize love or yourself until you are still enough to drop down through your restlessness and frustrations into that deeper level of your being. When you are ready, a spiritual teacher always appears to you. People who come to me have usually undergone a period of self-questioning, often very painful, accompanied by an insatiable discontent with the conditions or limitations of their lives, all symptoms of a deep desire for fundamental spiritual change. Because not all meditation methods lead to stillness, and people are left meditating for years when they should have gone beyond methodical meditation, the essential preparation is to start to understand what I mean by stillness. I suggest the quickest way to listen is to listen to my tape, Start Meditating Now. It is not just about meditation. It is an introduction to a way of life based on stillness or love itself. You will also find it helpful to have worked through my book Meditation, a Foundation Course, and to have read Knowing Yourself, which goes into the important stilling discipline of self-observation, the practice of becoming fully aware of the habits, attitudes and conditions that govern your behaviour. A meditation intensive is 2 days spent in my presence in a small group of people. It allows me to reach the deepest part of your being and take you deeper into meditation. This contact with me is necessary to allow the old resistance, the habitual problem area that is in everyone, to be broken up sufficiently for you to discover the new that is underneath. After the meditation intensive, you may follow it up with a day session when we will go further into the stillness together. I talk about love and truth and answer the questions. You come and be with me when you can. Being in my presence, you will grow in stillness and love, for I am stillness and love. And through this presence, I reflect to you the truth of yourself, which is also stillness and love. I'll be talking to you and demonstrating the truth through a model or myth of the perceived universe and the wonder of your inner self. We will be discovering the new together in the ever fresh moment, not trying to learn or remember what is already old and dead the moment it has passed. We will begin to discover how to be, how to let go instantly, so that there is never any holding, therefore no end to your life or your love. This is not a way of trying to arrive at some future event or imagined perfection. It is the way of now, the stream or way of yourself or life as it is in this instant, without past or future. This way of now, this way of being yourself, is immortality. Keep my presence, my energy with you, and it will help you to be still and not to be overwhelmed by the waves of the world or by the past that sweeps through you. The past in you, your intermittent doubts, fears, confusion and depression, your resistance to the truth. You will tend to return and obscure the beautiful, simple perfection of truth and life that is in your real self. Stay with me by using my books and tapes. The words in them are right, but it is the energy, the truth within the words that really matters. That energy, which is my presence, my love, or union with truth and life, will help to keep you strong and aware. I want nothing from you. I want no followers or believers. I want you to come alive and be yourself and know yourself, to be informed absolutely every moment from within, so that finally there is no need for Barry Long or any teacher, only the presence of life itself. The test of that will be when you no longer doubt, fear, or make a problem of your life. Barry Long. Chapter 1. Why you are with me. I welcome you in love and truth. I would like you to prove for yourself that love is the medium of truth. Without love, you cannot see the truth or hear the truth. The more that you are love, that you have love within you, the more you perceive and hear the truth. The medium of love. There is only one medium of love, and that is you, the individual man or woman. If you are not love, then there is no truth in this world. But to the degree that you become love, so truth or God may enter this world. God as transcendental truth comes through love. This love is personified by stillness in an individual man or woman. Not a stillness that is silent and empty, but a stillness that is extremely active, extremely present, oscillating at such speed that it is absolutely still. That is what the device of meditation is about. Meditation is a device to bring you to a state of stillness, which is so swift that it is the medium of love, sheer love, as you, the individual. You are with me for this meditation intensive, and I am with you to achieve a greater state of stillness, and you are going to do it. I have the power by the grace of God, by the grace of stillness, by the grace of love, to change the consciousness of those who can be truly present with the truth I am. What else could I give you? Some notes? Some things to take down? Words? No. I can't give you any more information. Books contain all that, and you've read them all. I am just myself, and you are here to just be yourself, to get deeper and deeper into yourself, to be yourself without carrying any weight of information about what you've heard or what some other teacher has said. Forget it all and just be yourself. All that information is already within you. You've absorbed it. You don't need to carry it in your memory anymore. Be light, be easy. Stay with me and I will stay with you. I am speaking to each individual here. There is only you and I. When two individuals are truly present in the humility of stillness, with nothing to prove and nothing to defend, then they are in the state of love. Then there is a medium for the truth which is within you, as it is within me. All I do with my words is communicate across a medium of air or space. But in a state of love, we communicate between ourselves at another level, in another medium, in which we are connected by love. Everything that I do and say, and my whole teaching and my whole life, is dedicated to the glory of God. I want you to understand that I love God. The word God doesn't always have a meaning for people because it has become conceptualized. But in my teaching, I try to demonstrate the truth to you in your own experience so that it has more meaning. We often hear people say, "Do you believe in God?" Or the children ask, "Is there a God?" I say, "Do you believe in life?" Then life is God. We all love life. We don't have to believe in life because we are part of life. We know life, so we know God. But what is it? They say. What is it? You can never define it. It's changing so swiftly every second. But it's there, isn't it? You love life. And whenever you think it is threatened, you are terrified because you never want to lose life. You never want to lose God, which is your very being. For if you are not life, what are you? The birds are singing, the cars are going past, the clouds are moving, the rain's falling, all at the same time. No mind could possibly put it all together at once, but life can. It's very still, even when it is moving and thundering and crashing and people are being killed. It's so still. It can encompass it all. The thing that encompasses all that life, that movement, that wonder of variety and movement, that is the thing we call God. Because it is still, because it is so ever present, it is truly love. Perhaps we do not understand life, and therefore we do not know it is love. Perhaps we are not still enough, like life, like love, to understand it. But if we become stiller, like life, like love, like God, perhaps we will understand it. For it is one of the wonderful sayings from the Bible. You've all heard it, I'm sure. Be still, know that I am God. I say, be still and know that I am love. And that's what meditation is about. Getting yourself stiller and stiller every day. Don't get up and rush to do your meditation. Get up and say, I must be still. In this busy world, where the clock is ticking, and the phone is ringing, and the radio is blaring, we need the devices of meditation to remind ourselves to be still. In the beginning, we've got to set ourselves to meditate at certain times, but eventually, we want to get to a state of stillness 24 hours a day, where you have no need of me, no need of meditation, because you are already still, already in the state of love. When I say I work for the glory of God, I work for the glory of life. The glory of life is for human beings to understand the life inside themselves, the love inside themselves. Then each of us can be ourselves. That's what we are here for. That's what we are meditating for. Over the 2 days of this meditation intensive, you will find that we reach the medium of love. It will bring us together into a body of love, a space of love that we will make together. We will be able to communicate through it more and more. When you go away at the end of the 2 days, you will be stiller than you have ever been before, because we are making a medium of love to find stillness. What you make in the space of love, you take with you. It's the pain of the past. At this moment, the past lives on in you. There are different degrees of past. The cruelest is the emotion you've known as pain when you've been hurt in childhood by parents or guardians, and especially the hurt of love affairs. That lives on in you. That is cruel pain. It makes you not want to be hurt anymore. So you erect an armour plate around you and allow people in only so far and no further in case they hurt you. So you react and live your lives off a nucleus of hurt. Hurt is not love. So you wonder why you can't really find yourself, really be open. Why can't I be free? That means, why can't I be free of the hurt I am carrying within me? As a child, I always thought I would find love in this world. Find love automatically. And yet time after time, I was hit on the head, or if I put my hand out, I got it beaten. If I put my heart out, it gets beaten. I'm not going to get hurt anymore. One of the things we are going to do is get into that area and start to understand that we must love ourselves by being still. Love is stillness. We get a great understanding and we become less worried about being hurt. We begin to know that we have love inside of us. If I have love inside of me, I don't have to be so fearful of being hurt. The only reason I'm afraid of being hurt is that I don't have enough love. We are going to go over all this area of love and stillness. We're going to go continuously into meditation. I'm going to give you certain exercises and we are going to talk together. It is going to be intensive. I'm going to endeavour to show you how to be stiller and how to surrender your pain to the life and love within you. I shall endeavour to show you that stillness is the way. I live on love. What we are doing as I go on talking to you is bringing us together so that we can get to work. There's a part of all of us called the ego, and its job is to make sure that everything's alright. It's very attentive just now, listening to me to see that I'm alright and that we can relate. The ego is there to protect us. It's a wonderful thing, and I shall be talking about it later. It's there to protect our body, but it extends itself to protect us psychologically and emotionally. At the moment, the ego is seeing if I'm alright, and gradually you will feel calmer and begin to understand that I'm only here to help you. I want nothing from you. I want to give you only my presence, my love. As I want you, please, to give me your presence, your love. I live on love as you live on love. When you are loved, you are happy. You are not self-centered. You are able to be a human being. So it is with me. I live off love, and I have found that by talking of love, by endeavouring to be stiller, I get more love. And that is why I teach. I cannot help but teach and be with people like yourselves, because there is so much love in people. And so I only want you to be with me, with my love. My love is no greater than yours. It's just that I have reached a greater stillness than you by penetrating down into all the levels of the mind and emotions. And that takes great pain. Stillness seldom comes, love seldom comes without great pain. You all know this. Everyone who comes to me has a longing, a yearning, a great discontent, a great pain inside that says, I want to know more. I want to be more myself. I must find more stillness. Chapter 2. Going into meditation. We are going to go into meditation now. I would like you to take some breaths to get yourself ready. I will go on talking while you are finding the stillness. Please sit up straight. Take 3 or 4 deep breaths. You take the breaths to get your body still. Unless the body is still, it can't go into meditation. If the body is not still, the mind won't be still. So feel your diaphragm. Hold the air and push it down to get the blood oxygenated. Do 3 or 4 breaths. Don't be afraid of making a noise. If you want to make a noise, please don't be inhibited. Let us be together. We've just come out of the busy world. Even if it is silent at home, it's busy. We are coming together in a new space. Here, which we are going to develop between us over the 2 days of this intensive. So we are entering the space. We're building the space. It is your responsibility and mine to build the space of stillness. You are responsible for stillness. You are responsible on this planet. As far as you can feel, at this moment, you are the only one that exists. For you are the only one that feels. You are the only point of love, the only point of stillness. If you are not still, the world cannot be still, for stillness begins with you. So you're building some space here with me, and we are going to take it with us wherever we go. Let's build it in love. You will always be able to pull on this space, for it will be in your being. Meditation is a state of being, and it cannot be interrupted. Unless you can hear the birds sing, and the traffic go past, and my voice and the chair creak, unless you can hear all that and not be disturbed, you won't be able to maintain your stillness. Using attention, releasing the tension. Now, with your eyes shut, I'd like you to gather your attention between the eyebrows. This is where you gather your awareness, so that you become aware of the focal point of that attention, which is between the eyebrows. As you do this, you will notice that the corners of the lips tend to rise up naturally, whole face starts to lift. Keep the corners of the lips up. You must not get glum and set in the face. Now, go around the body with your attention. I would like you to feel your hands with your inner attention. Don't be concentrated. Be easy. Keep the corners of the lips up. Don't be fixed. Now I'd like you to feel across your shoulders. If you can't feel across your shoulders, then the back of your neck. And I want you to let go of the tension at the back of the neck and the shoulders. There is always some sort of tension, some holding on in the shoulders. Now you can give that up. Let it all fall down through the body towards the stomach. Do you feel the release? Pull out of the tension. Let it all fall down. Feel as though it's all falling down towards the stomach. Just keep letting every bit of tension fall out of the top part of your body towards the stomach. You feel how easy it starts to get. How much stiller you become. The tension is hiding in your body. You can't be still while it's there. So there can't be love in your body. Keep relaxing. Keep everything falling down towards the stomach. Keep the corners of the lips up. All your facial energy goes up in a sort of smile, because a smile is a sign of life, a sign of love. And you are teaching your face and your whole body to respond to this love, which is stillness. You are teaching it to be itself. Tension is a real substance. It is called emotion or past. You gathered it in the past, didn't you? It's the past that you are holding on to as that tension. Let the tension, the emotion, fall down into the stomach. The stomach is the furnace of the body, where all the food is burnt up and turned into energy. Vital energy to drive your body. At another level, the stomach also represents a furnace, where the tension and emotion is automatically destroyed. As the physical body burns its food, there so your pure body burns the emotion there. It is your job as a conscious human being to make sure that you assist your body in getting rid of that tension and emotion by dropping it down into its natural place, into that furnace of the stomach. So let all your tension fall out of your face, out of your head, out of your shoulders and your arms. Let everything just fall down. You don't have to think about it. Like the digestion of food, it's done for you. This will make you feel stiller, much more confident, much more right. It's very simple, but so is the truth. Very simple. Developing consciousness. I want you to use your attention to hold on to your stomach area. Hold on to the place where you've been dropping down your tension down. Do this with your eyes closed. I'm going to ask you in a moment to open your eyes and look straight ahead. But before I do, have you got hold of it? Whatever you can feel, there is something substantial there. I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and at the same time stay with that feeling. Stay holding on to the sensation in the stomach. You are going to look in front of you and see externally in the sense-perceived world, while at the same time holding yourself apperceptively. That is, seeing the body inwardly. Your attention is going to be both outside and inside at the same time. This is the beginning of the development of consciousness. The mind is not consciousness. The mind is divisive. It differentiates everything, cuts the world into bits and sees everything in isolation. Consciousness unifies. When we are using the mind, we can only have one thought at a time. We can only be one place at a time in our mind. What I'm going to ask you to do is to be in two places at once, holding on to your body within and seeing what you see when you open your eyes. So will you get hold of your body within? Now open your eyes, please. Just open them gently. Hold the inside. Feel the sensation. Don't be concentrated. You've got to get all the strain out of you, so don't concentrate. Look at me now. Hold your stomach and keep the face light and easy at the same time. It's a good feeling. You can't deny it. A good feeling. Be easy. It's easy because you're getting into yourself. Inside yourself where God is, where love is, where truth is, where everything you ever loved is. You've opened your eyes and you can perceive the day, the external world. But somehow you've got the inner and the outer together. You've got the two hemispheres of your being together. This is what meditation is truly about. Only when you unite the two hemispheres of your being can you be complete. The projection of our senses is so great that we forget one hemisphere and we are divided. Then we are in the mind. The way of meditation is towards consciousness, towards a state of love. Include that exercise in your meditation from now on. It's something you can do on the bus or anywhere. It's more difficult out there in the world because the world is a magnet that pulls us out of ourselves. We live in one hemisphere, the projected external world, and we lose touch with ourselves and wonder why we feel lonely or disconnected. So we turn on the radio, make a phone call, get up and go off to see a friend, because we've lost touch with our love, ourselves. We will always feel lonely, always have to do something to fill the vacuum, because we're only working in one hemisphere. While you are with me, we will get both hemispheres together. Everything true is represented by nature. The earth is a spheroid, so is our consciousness. The earth has two hemispheres, so is our consciousness. We are external, we are internal. The problem of the earth today, why it is in such diabolical trouble, is that there is only one hemisphere working, the one that relates to external reality, to what we call the world. The world out there is busy building atom bombs and trying to find some way to overcome the bombs it's built. The two hemispheres are divided. But when we link the two hemispheres within us, we are beginning to unite the earth. Human beings made this world. Human beings who are not linked to their two hemispheres. They can't make it any better while they're making it all with one hemisphere of themselves. You are beginning to bring about a change by linking the two hemispheres in yourself. That is a mighty job. As an individual on the face of the earth, you are going to do your bit to change things. As you change it in your life, so it changes in the world. Unite your two hemispheres and you develop your consciousness. Breathing. I will answer your questions. If you have anything to ask, you can ask me just about anything, and it will all help you towards stillness. Are there any questions you would like to ask me about your meditation? Any problems? Please don't feel inhibited. So, questioner. Barry, when you take deep breaths, should you breathe through the mouth, or is it alright to breathe through the nose? Yes, you can use either, but as a general rule, it is more natural to use the nose. Unless the body is under strain, then you use the mouth. You might have a blocked nose, or you might want to push the air out quickly, which is easier to do through the mouth. What is your name, please? Colin. Colin, do you have any trouble with your breathing? No. Good. Are you able to feel the diaphragm? It's not as full as it should be. I feel it needs to expand a little. Okay. May I come over to you and help you if I can? I'm just going to put my hand on your stomach, here below the rib cage. First of all, at the beginning of your meditation, it's not a bad idea to get the lungs completely empty. So bend forward and bend over and blow out. Breathe out. You're empty. You can't talk. When you can't talk, you're empty. Now bring the air in slowly, first at the bottom of the lungs, by expanding the diaphragm, and now into the chest. Not too much, into the chest. Now push down with your diaphragm. Okay? Now breathe out again. I'm getting a pain. All sorts of pains can happen in meditation. When you're doing it rightly, the pressures on the body and all sorts of pains can appear. Now breathe out. Always breathe out first and in again. I'm pushing my hand against his diaphragm and he's pushing against my hand. A nice long one. In. That's it. When the chest starts to rise, stop. Do it again. Out. Right out. Slowly out. Slowly out. I'm pushing against his tummy with my hand and he's letting the air out nice and slowly. All this is helping you to get control of your breathing. Breathe in again. Right. Now you've got a full breath. Good. Push down. Hold the breath and push it down. Use the muscles under the rib cage. Push down towards the anus and the lower part of the abdomen expands. Hold it. Okay, breathe out, completely out. And at the end of the breath, bend the body forward a little and tip the last bit of air out. Good. Colin, now breathe normally again. Because men and women are different, some ladies have trouble with this sort of breathing. Others don't. If you do have problems with it, don't worry. But do endeavour to get at least 3 or 4 full, controlled breaths when you first sit down to meditate. What we are endeavouring to do is to make the breath conscious. And that's all. We don't want to make it complicated. Someone's walking down the street out there. The person doesn't know that he or she is breathing. It's just something that happens. But the breathing is done unconsciously. And it is affected by the person's conditioning. Since we were children, we've been informed of how to do this, how to do that, how to say please, how to say thank you, how to behave, how not to do this, how not to do that. All that has had an effect on our breathing. Even our breathing is conditioned. It would be fine if we breathed naturally, but we don't. We used to. But our conditioning is so great, our society is so restrictive, that it's got into our breathing. And we breathe to a shallow pattern that's not natural. What we do in meditation, as I teach it, is to make our body conscious. Our attention is the beginning of our consciousness. So I say, let's take the attention and let's start to make the body conscious by putting it on that which is unconscious or conditioned. And that first thing to deal with is the breathing. But we don't give the body more conditioning in the process. What we do is make the breath conscious. Bringing consciousness into the body. Consciousness is feeling. If I put ice on my hand, it starts to lose its feeling. If I deaden a hand with ice, the consciousness will start to go out of it. I can't pick things up. It's not as efficient. So I rub the hand and get it warm again and put my feeling into it. I put my attention onto it and I can feel my fingers again. So when I say put your attention on breathing out, you are actually bringing consciousness into the breathing. The part of the body that breathes is starting to become more conscious. When I say take the tension out of your shoulders, it's only a device to put your consciousness in them. As soon as consciousness goes in there, what is not conscious, the tension starts to fall away. To begin with, it's a battle. The unconsciousness wants to go on sleeping. It's like telling a child to learn how to do something. It says, "Oh no, I can't be bothered, I don't want to." And we're saying, no, you've got to put the consciousness there, so eventually it learns. That's what we're trying to do with this body, which we've neglected since childhood. The man in the street out there has neglected his body, become more conscious of the world around him, but less conscious of his body, of himself. He's cut himself off from himself. He's so remarkably intelligent about the world outside, but remarkably unintelligent or unconscious about his own process within, especially about his love process and what love is. He spends all his time loving things outside himself, and he thinks his love is in his child or in his home or his job. And whenever he loses one of those things, he knows great pain because he feels cut off from his love. If he could connect with the love inside, he could say that what he loved outside was a reflection of the love that he feels within. And so he would not suffer the same pain. What we're trying to do is to bring consciousness inside to see that our love is within us. The object that reflects my love may die, for everything outside me dies, but my love does not die. We're trying to bring this consciousness, ourselves, to life, which is to God. We're trying to bring ourselves to God, to life, to ourself. In the deepest depth of ourselves, we represent the Divine Spirit. So we're trying to get the consciousness down to that depth. It's very, very difficult at this stage of evolution, where man has spent so many thousands of years projecting the world and cutting himself off from within. All the great religious teachers, Christ and all of them, said, "It is within you, don't cut off from the love within you." But the world couldn't hear, and we're all paying the penalty for it. Self-consciousness. What is your name, please? Frida. Do you have a question for me? Yes, Barry. I always feel self-conscious in the company of somebody else. Now you say be conscious. When I'm self-conscious, I feel very stiff and unhappy and not myself. I don't understand. To be conscious is not being self-conscious. If you say you are self-conscious, it means you are conscious of yourself. You are conscious of yourself as separate from your awareness. To be conscious is not to be conscious of self, but to be conscious within and without, so that the self-consciousness disappears. If you give up your existing as something and just be with me as a human being, how can you be self-conscious with me? Then you've given up yourself. You're conscious. Questioner. But you're asking me to get conscious of the feeling inside, my blood, my body. Barry, you're not conscious of your blood flowing, are you? You're conscious of your ignorance of yourself. You're hanging on to yourself. You're hanging on to your tension, hanging on to your pain, hanging on to your existence. When you are with me, you give up those thoughts about yourself. When you are in love, you give up the thoughts about yourself, don't you? This weekend, we're going to try to get rid of those thoughts about yourself, so that you can be with me. This is how we do it. How do you feel at the moment? I don't know. Do you feel self-conscious at this moment? Well, I'm not sure. You're not self-conscious. You've got nothing to defend, have you? At this moment, it's only when you are self-conscious that you are afraid. Are you afraid now? No, probably. Being a foreigner, I was not sure how to use this word consciousness. Okay, well, consciousness is being within and without at the same time. You are with me and you are within yourself. Self-consciousness comes when we're trying to hide from ourselves, when we have not linked our two hemispheres together. Question. Two hemispheres. I was going to ask, this means the outside and the inside. The inside is your feeling, whatever you're feeling. If you close your eyes, your stomach doesn't exist. It's just a feeling, isn't it? I'm going to ask you now, can you feel your tummy? Question. Probably, I don't know. Yes. Yes. What does it feel like? I don't know. Well, just have a look and tell me. What do you mean, have a look? I mean, have a look. With your attention, what do you feel in your stomach? Questioner. Well, I must say, when I do feel my stomach, it's when I get up early in the morning and have that little bit of fear. Yes, but we're going to get rid of that. That's how I feel my stomach. But not how you feel it now. You're talking about the past. How does it feel now? Question. I don't feel much at all. See if you can get into that feeling. There is a sensation. What do you feel? I just don't know. Alright then, just leave it at that for the moment. Feeling the sensation. I'll turn to someone else. May I have your name, please? Teresa. Teresa, what can you feel in your stomach? The breathing only, in and out. Now, within that, can you feel what the sensation is? A movement? Yes. What do you feel? I just feel comfortable. Alright. I'm going to get you to go in there. You are going to have to tell me what you're feeling, not how you are feeling. So I come back to you, Frida. Can you tell me, Frida, what you feel in your hands? So then, Frida, what do I feel in my hands? Yes, well, I've got some warmth. What else? What do you feel inside your hands? Just feeling. What is feeling? Sensation. Yes, and what does sensation consist of? You see, we've got to be direct and straight. Well, I'm stuck. I'm stuck for words. Is it tingling? Yes. Right. That's a little finer, you see. We can get further and further and deeper every time we go inside ourselves. You're trying to see, what am I feeling? We're getting deeper and deeper into our bodies. If you close your eyes and ears and feel what your body is without imagining, what would you be feeling? Undefined feeling. It's only our senses that say we've got arms and legs and eyes and ears. When we get deep inside our bodies, all we can feel is a thing that might be as big as the earth, mightn't it? Do you follow me? What do you feel? You don't know the shape of your body. I've been using your concept, start meditating now, and I've been trying to find out what I am feeling. It's easier for me to feel my nose or my lips than my hands. That's because you've had your consciousness in your nose more than in the other parts of your body. Wherever you've been conscious, you have more sensitivity. Generally, we're all very conscious in our lips because we use them so often. We've all kissed and made love, which brings a tremendous accentuation of consciousness into our lips. What we are endeavouring to do is to enter all the areas of ourselves that we've been kept out of. Once, man was very close to nature. He was hunting, and woman was doing all those things for herself and her children that are today done by machine. Men and women were very much more in touch with the body, the real body. They're very much more in touch with death, because the more you get into the body, the more you get into the region where the body disappears. And darn it all, you're in death. And death is not the end we thought it was. What we are trying to do is to become conscious inside our body, because that's immortality. Immortality is a state. I don't want to present anything to you that I can't demonstrate to you, but that state is what all meditation and spiritual process goes towards. It's to get you to the state where you realise, my God, I know it. There is no death, because I am myself. I am conscious in myself, and I know that I am beyond death. That's the wonder of meditation and what spiritual life is about. Questioner: I'm just beginning to understand what death means. Death to me is that the body goes and there's nothing left. No, that's not true. Something is left, your awareness. You can go into sensation now and leave this body behind. If you go into meditation deep enough, you don't know you've got a body, but you're still feeling yourself. You still feel very good. So what is this? Well, it means that you are not dependent on an external body. Teresa, may I ask you again, what do you feel at this moment? Quite relaxed. Do you feel you are with me in this space? Have you any feeling of any problem? Not now. Good. Then we'll end the first session there and break for a nice cup of hot tea.